What's good, folks? It's your boy Zach Hankins here, back with another video. Welcome to the Afterthought. This is basically my take on Aaron Hernandez, my whole thoughts after he then basically committed suicide in his jail cell. And this is just my whole reason behind the whole thing. I think I've looked on Instagram today, just on my friends list, and I've seen some people just posting some basically like pictures of Aaron Hernandez saying rest in peace. I feel you can't say rest in peace for somebody like him when the man basically committed murder. Like he basically took a life. He lost. And before we get to the whole, suicide, let's think of what he's done before this. The man had one of the highest paid NFL contracts. Okay, he was making over 39 million. On top of that, you had a big old house. You had a fiance you was about to get married to, a beautiful black woman. He had a daughter. But because he couldn't leave the street life alone, and because supposedly he got into disagreements with this other football player, the man, his name was Odin Lloyd. Now, this was the man that he supposedly murdered. Then on top of that, you would have had a chance to go to 2 Super Bowl championships. The Patriots won twice. You gave up all that just for killing one man that you didn't agree with, or supposedly he thought he stole from him. I don't know, and it makes no sense. Like, I looked at the autopsy, I looked at the stories. Yeah, things don't add up, but you can't make no excuses for Aaron Hernandez. When you commit murder like that, you're guilty. So I think the whole thing behind him just basically hanging himself, that he couldn't live with the guilt. Like, when you have a guilty conscience, that goes a long way. It's like when you take somebody's life, you don't just forget about that. That's something that's gonna haunt you, possibly. And it's hard to make peace with something like that too. Now that's the whole reason for him basically getting convicted. Because he beat his double homicide case that he was a part of, but this other murder case with him and Odin Lloyd, this was already pending. Okay, this has already been trialed, and the judge basically told him, okay, so you're gonna spend life in jail. Okay, he was responsible for that murder. And this the whole thing too is like he couldn't even hire goons to even basically bury the body the way it was supposed to be. The people he hired from out of town didn't have the nerve to even bury the body or even get rid of it 30 miles away from his home. Okay, if it was up to me, I would have had the body buried like out of state somewhere, grind up somewhere where the feds wouldn't be able to find it that easily. But that wasn't smart. Aaron Hernandez wouldn't be as smart about the whole situation. Okay, for a lot of the young folks out there, the ones that's going into the NFL, you going into college, people need to let this be a lesson to leave hood life alone. Okay, leave the streets alone. If you got a chance to make money, be successful, you got a chance to get a good high paid, like contract with the NFL, especially for a team like the Patriots, you leave all that hood life to the side. Okay, let that be your past. But you can't be like Aaron Hernandez. You got one of the highest paid contracts. You playing on a championship team. You got all these people and fans that look up to you, and you do things like that. That makes no kind of sense. And then you took away his fiance's sister's boyfriend. That alone ought to hurt right there. But I figure suicide is just a coward's way out. There's no excuses for that. To me, a real man, a real gangster that he portrays to be, whoever, locked up behind bars, they'll take their bid. Okay, they'll take their punishment. They'll take wherever they got coming to them. The fact that he's suicide means that he knows he was wrong. He knows he's not going to never see the light of day again. He'll never, he never get outside. His life is already over. Like I told you, man, he threw away everything. The man had it all. He had the world at the palm of his hand. But he messed all that up murdering somebody. No excuses. If it was me, like I said, I'll just take my punishment and whatever I got coming to me. I'll live the rest of my days whichever I'm locked up, and then I'll go through my execution. That's what a real man do. No man basically suicides. Like no man after he done killed somebody, after he had murdered somebody, act hard, act gangster, tote his guns, did whatever is gonna go and then basically commit suicide unless he knows he's wrong, unless he knows it's just all over. It makes no sense. Confess up to your problems. This how I feel. Face what's coming to you. Face your punishment and face what you, face what you taking. Confess up to your problems. Confess up to your sins. All right, so like I said, I think Aaron Hernandez suicide and basically trying to just end it all. He'd be like, man, like I said, my life is over. I screwed up. He's never coming back. I can't take this back, so I'm going to end my life. But it's just, to me, it's just coward's way out. And when you had an attorney that was about to fight his case too, that was about to try to appeal for it, you got all his friends and his homies or whatever that's putting money into paying a very high-priced lawyer, what I might add, okay? This man was about to appeal for his case and try to fight off. So why kill yourself if that's about to happen? If the lawyer was going to prove that you're innocent, why take your own life in the process unless, like I said before, he's guilty? Okay? And that's another thing too, is that he could have had a hit put out on him. Because the man he murdered had family. Okay, he murdered another football player, all right? His name was Odin Lloyd. He played for the New England Patriots Semi-Pro League, the Boston Bandits. Okay, he was a linebacker. This man was, of course, not making the kind of money that Aaron Hernandez was making, but still, the man he killed or had his goons murdered basically had a family. He had people that cared about him. You know, the man might have had kids, you know what I'm saying? So whoever really, you know what I'm saying, loved Odin Lloyd, they cared about him. And they wasn't going to let this slide. And somebody must have knew that Aaron Hernandez had a good lawyer that was fighting the case to try to get him basically off, okay? Cut his life sentence, all right? They must have known about this. So you got people out there that is basically, they want to avenge. You got people out there that revenge whoever, you know what I'm saying, person who was killed. The victim that was killed, you got people who were revenge for that. There's people who wasn't going to let that slide, especially inmates. And see, what a lot of people need to understand is there's some inmates that were locked up just like Aaron Hernandez was, because he was in, basically, he wasn't isolating himself neither. He was in there with the general public in the prison cell he was in. I think he had a prison cell by himself, but he was in there with the rest of the inmates. You got other inmates in there who, they know their life is over. They know they're not getting out. They know they serving a life sentence, so they wouldn't care about murdering somebody else if they were paid. Okay? There could have been a hit on Aaron Hernandez, most likely. That somebody from Odin Lloyd's camp or whoever it may be might have told one of the inmates, yeah, go take him out. I'll pay you this much money. You know what I'm saying? You know, this money can be used to take care of whoever your family is. Your children will be straight, but take this guy out. That could have been what happened as well. But to me, it made no sense for him to suicide. But like I said, it's a coward's move. It's a punk move. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You kill a man, you murder somebody, you take a life, be prepared to face the consequences that comes with it. You're never going to get away. Yeah, there's some people that might get away from escaping the fast, but eventually, that person they killed got a homie. They got a nigga. They got somebody who's going to want revenge and is going to be looking to hunt the killer down. Okay, because even if Aaron Hernandez had to beat that case and got out of jail, somebody going to be looking for him. And I don't wish death on nobody, but that's the consequences that comes with that type of lifestyle Aaron Hernandez was leading. And I know a lot of you conspiracists out there, I know a lot of them made videos already. Y'all gonna say it was a sacrifice and all this Illuminati bull crap. You gonna say it was a ritual so that the Patriots could win these Super Bowls. He had to be sacrificed. To me, I think it's all asinine. It's buffoonery. It makes no sense. Because put yourself in Aaron Hernandez's situation, okay? You out here thugging. You out here gang banging while you got an NFL contract in between seasons. Okay, you get involved in a double homicide. But you pay somebody you actually have somebody killed. You murder another human being because you didn't like that person dating whoever your family was. Because to me, Aaron Hernandez's fiance's sister got the right to date and be with whoever she want to be with. Okay, but supposing you kill a person, so then the murder comes back with you. The feds got you. They arrest you. They take you away in handcuffs. You go to trial, and then you are sentenced to life in jail. Think about your situation right now. Okay, you murdering somebody. You don't think that the person that you killed could have somebody coming after you? But question is, do you take your punishment like you're supposed to? You live the rest of your days in jail, you know what I'm saying? You ride in jail until your execution. Or do you just suicide and just murder yourself? Because you don't want to take what happened to you. You didn't take the consequences that was set out for you because you decided to do a crime. But because, like I said, you don't want to face the punishment, you rather just murder yourself. So think about that right now. And yet, let's say if you do escape, the feds don't catch up to you. You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to prepare for somebody trying to get revenge, you know what I'm saying, and come after you? Are you prepared for that? What would you do in that situation? So I feel a lot of people are going to say what they want to say, but to me, I still say he was a coward. He was guilty. It was obviously guilty. The man know he murdered Odin Lloyd. Aaron Hernandez knows. Ain't no way around it. He know he killed somebody. He murdered somebody. He had that man killed, and now he has to live with that guilt. That's what probably haunted him. He had nightmares. And let's not forget too that Aaron Hernandez was doing a lot of other stuff. Ain't no telling how many other people he done got shot and he done shot and killed out there. Okay, or the Lord might have been the only person he might have did that to. He might have put a hit on somebody else out there on the streets. There's reasons behind this. But again, this is the afterthought here, and this is just my whole take on it. Anytime you murder somebody, you got to be prepared to face those consequences. And just like in the army, where a lot of these soldiers is out here fighting the war, while a lot of these soldiers come back with post-traumatic stress disorder because they know a lot of things they saw was crazy. And yeah, they basically was going to war for the right cause, but they had to take lives. Not to mention the casualties. Innocent people got killed. Especially when a soldier that you give your life to is like your brother. You know what I'm saying? Seeing them get killed to protect you. This is a lot on your mind. So I understand that fully. But in Aaron Hernandez's case, he did wrong. It's a wrong following him. Just like Juicy J said on his last album, on his Trippy album. You do wrong, wrong gonna follow. There's no way around it. So fellas, and this is for anybody young watching this video, anybody that's, in the hood or whatever, you young or you're an athlete. If you do anything out there wrong that you know you ain't got no business doing, you out there selling drugs, you out there trapping, you shoot somebody, you shank somebody, you stab somebody, you got to be prepared to face those consequences that follow it. All right? But anything you do, take responsibility for it. Okay? Like I said, you kill somebody like Aaron Hernandez did, you put a hit on somebody going to try to do the same thing to you. You got to be prepared for that. You make all this much money, this fast money, you got to be prepared to get the consequences. You got to be prepared for the feds to try to come after you. And y'all got to understand this too. Like, he was a high-class athlete, all right? So if Aaron Hernandez did anything wrong, of course the feds going to come after him. He's going to be the prime suspect. Aaron Hernandez had to be prepared for that, but like I say, he just wasn't using his head. That's all it was. Some of these athletes think they too big for who they are. They think they on top of the world. They can't do no wrong. They can't get in trouble. That's just not the case. And even a Johnny Cochran, as good as a lawyer he was, he might have took a couple of L's before he reached that O.J. Simpson case. Everybody gonna say what they want to say. That's just my whole opinion of it. The man died out a coward, but he's gone now. The case is closed. I feel sorry for Odin Lloyd's family because that was no person deserve to die over that. It seemed like Aaron Hernandez killed them for no apparent reason, for something petty. Okay, and then I read the whole reasons behind it. Supposedly Lloyd had Aaron Hernandez's truck. I guess I don't know if he said Aaron Hernandez gave him permission to do it. I don't know, but still, there's no reason to kill a person for him having something of yours. If the man stole the truck, you don't kill him behind it. You let the law enforcement, you let your security take care of that. Okay? This is why a lot of athletes like Aaron Hernandez got lawyers. They got people who mentor them, who keep them from making these decisions. Aaron Hernandez obviously was one of the hard-headed NFL brothers. He wanted to do his own thing. He didn't listen to whoever his mentor was. He didn't listen to his lawyers. Because they got plenty of people who basically advise you on how you spend your money. Basically, the decisions you're making. But Aaron Hernandez wasn't thinking at all. He, listened to his homies. He was putting in his work. He didn't want to leave the hood alone. So his actions led him to do something stupid that he regret doing. Not to forget, your mission, there was reports of Aaron Hernandez getting into other fights. Okay, he was getting into some trouble even before this even happened in 2013. So people need to understand, and then before you make, suspicion, before you judge others, people need to do their research. After me doing careful research, there was no reason for Aaron Hernandez to kill that black man. It just wasn't. But anyways, this is Zach Hankins here. This is the Afterthought. And shouts out to my subscribers. I thank you for liking the video and subscribing. Take care, stay blessed, and leave a comment because I want to see what people think about this whole situation. Do you think it was a coward's move? Because I feel if you're going to put him, you can't put someone like Aaron Hernandez saying rest in peace or rest in paradise. There's no peace or paradise where Aaron Hernandez's soul is probably going. Okay, when you kill somebody, there's no peace in that at all. Like, you took a life. You can't say R&P for somebody, for a murderer, basically. Okay, because let's just keep this real too. Let's just say it was Scott. Let's say it's Zimmerman, the one who murdered Trayvon Martin. Okay, murdered a kid, a 13-year-old boy who was even bothering him at all. Is minding his own business. Okay, if Zimmerman was to commit suicide, how many of y'all would say rest in peace? You know what I'm saying? To the black community right now, for all those, you know what I'm saying, who basically were behind Black Lives Matter, you want to see Zimmerman go to jail, he didn't. If he was to commit suicide because he was guilty of what he did, of killing that young boy, he was basically wrong. He decided to murder himself. You know what I'm saying? Just like, almost like Hernandez said, he decides to hang himself. How many of you out here would say rest in peace and post a picture of Zimmerman on Instagram? Okay? Don't think because Aaron Hernandez was a New England Patriot that he's you know what I'm saying, he's any innocent, okay? The man was guilty, all right? He was committed a murder. He's obviously guilty of it, you know what I'm saying, when he take his own life. Yeah, he beat that double homicide, and he was trying to get somebody to beat this case, but why would you kill yourself unless you know you're wrong? Unless you know you don't want to face the consequences that comes with it, and you can't bear to see anybody see you how you are. Because Aaron Hernandez knows that once he got out of jail, people going to see him differently. He'll never work for the NFL again, and for any other organization at that, they're not going to take a chance on a convicted felon. All right? Not to forget to mention, you know what I'm saying, his family. And then that his fiance's sister, they will all hate him. Okay? By Aaron Hernandez doing that, he basically isolated himself from the ones that love him because people can't look at him differently. So there's reasons I believe he did that, but yeah, it's guilt. So I'm going to see what y'all think. To me, I feel it's stupid to say rest in peace for him, his case, because if anything, you say rest in peace to Orton Lloyd, not Aaron Hernandez. He don't get a rest in peace from me. He don't get no remorse from me. Okay, when you kill somebody, that's unforgivable because God ain't going to forgive those who kill. That's just the bottom line. And then if you murder, and then he suicide, basically you're a murderer of yourself. You basically killed your own self, and that's even more despicable. Anyways, y'all stay blessed. Stay tuned. I'll see you soon. Later.